There has been an interesting topic of in-fight chatter. What do you think of that? I'm talking about one athlete talking to the other athlete when they're fighting. Khabib had just weighed in on this, and he loves it. Apparently, Khabib does that. I didn't know that. Says he talks to the corner, talks to the opponent, talks to Dana. He says it is amazing. And then he said he loved that Max Holloway did it over the weekend. So I'm just asking you guys your opinion. I will tell you as a fan, I had no idea Khabib did this. I've never heard anything he said. I was aware that he spoke to Conor in that fight, but that was very obvious. For Khabib, who doesn't have a complete mastery of the language, he does very well, but not a complete mastery of the language, it would just make me curious, in what language is he speaking to the opponent, to the corner, and to Dana? And does he think falsely that they're understanding him? I did not even know that he did this. I have no problem with it from a sportsmanship standpoint. If you were trying to throw your opponent off and you were trying to do things to distract him physically, and you think that you have one to do verbally, go right ahead. I mean, I don't think it's like Little League, or I came even from NCAA wrestling. If you say something during a wrestling, they will take a point from you and possibly disqualify you. I don't see it that way in professional sport. If they want to go ahead and talk, I couldn't care any less. But I also didn't know it was taking place. The only ones that I know that have talked and that I have enjoyed to some level are the Diaz brothers. And even though I can't hear anything they're saying, they say it through body language as well. So there was a level of entertainment, which I bring to you because when Khabib was saying he loved it that Max did it, I saw a lot of you guys were very turned off by Max. You thought it was very unsportsmanlike to be whipping somebody's ass and then to start talking to them. I have to defend Max on this. I have to. I know Max. I've known Max a long time. He is an absolute gentleman. But I know what you saw, and I know how that looked, and particularly to new viewers. Now, but please consider it from Max's standpoint. All Max was doing was realizing we're on ABC, and I'm going to try to be entertaining. In the process of doing that, yes, he looked like a jerk. And yes, to yell at a guy who you have outstruck 5-1 in a fight that should have been stopped 7 minutes ago, you could see where he looked like a bully and a jerk. I'm only sharing to you because I know Max and I know what a nice heart he has. He thought he was just being entertaining. That's what he thought. So before you pass judgment on Max, or before you couple, I brought in the Diaz brothers, Khabib was talking about it. Before you couple Max into that, Max has never done that in any fight. He would not have done that had they not were on ABC. I'm only sharing that at least his own thought was to be entertaining. And it's a little bit different. And, you know, when athletes do talk in sport, many times, you've seen it in the NFL. They'll get face-to-face, the cameras zoom in, and the referees jump in, and they separate. I mean, there's some sport where there's just not a place. They don't want to do it, say, the NFL. Say in the NBA, when they do it on the court. They don't want to do it. Why? Because it could escalate into a fight. Well, when you're already in a fight, you see where this isn't problematic. You see where if you're already in a fist fight, the talking would kind of like, in baseball terms, that would kind of be first base. So things have already jumped off. Things have already gone bad. They're just called the unified rules. So it's a little bit different. And I've never done it, but I've never done it just from an energy standpoint. Man, I'm out here fighting for air. I'm fighting for every piece of energy. So I would not have that within me. I've seen Adesanya do it a few times. I've seen Adesanya like go into a break dance mid-fight. He did something cool with Anderson and like turned his hand and said, "Come on," like right as the bell dung in the second round, just prior to the third. This is really cool move, but I remember seeing him do it and go, I wouldn't have the energy to do that. I'm not spending any of whatever gas, whatever fuel I brought into this fight, I'm not using on a breakdance, but for some guys, it relaxes them. So my main point of speaking to you on this was this is a talking point could be brought up, but I also had another mission, which to cover Max a little bit. Don't judge Max on that. If that was your first time viewing and you thought this guy's whipping another guy and now he's trying to tease him and make him look like a fool, none of that was in Max's heart. I promise you that.